My recent project.
Yeah, 27th IPMA World Congress. So my first question is, was this until now the biggest project that you managed?
Yes, this was my biggest project. At first it didn't look like it was the biggest project, but in the end, looking at the complexity and the size and the number of people, and the fact that this was the first event, a non-construction event I managed, this was the biggest, the largest endeavor for me. Yes.
And on how many projects have you been working?
I have like 10 years of working experience, so maybe not at the leading roles, but I think more than 15 projects, I would say, in the project teams and in real separated project environment. Yeah, I've worked there.
Great. What were the goals of the 27th IPMA World Congress?
Well, the goals were wide. The two main stakeholders were IPMA and Croatian Association. So, looking from the IPMA perspective, the goal was maybe to come into Southeastern Europe to widen the influence IPMA has in the other parts of the world, to start IPMA initiatives of certification and promotion in this part of the world. From the perspective of Croatian Association, the benefits were to influence the public sector, the real sector, so the construction companies, the pharmaceutical companies, the IT companies, so to promote the international standards of project management that IPMA promotes. So these were the objectives. Of course, we have the short-term objectives of, finance, the cost, time, and quality, the iron triangle. But I would rather look at the long-term perspectives of promoting project management in Croatia, in penetrating the public sector with project management, so they understand that project management is something that needs investing, and it's critical for the country to prosper and improve. So these were the benefits.
And did you achieve the goals of 27th IPMA?
Yes, I think
at least
so.
These short-term goals.
Yeah, the short-term goals have been achieved. We have gained a lot of praises and nice words for the World Congress. We only received one complaint for the World Congress, and we think that, and by looking at the IPMA comments, so they were the sponsors, and the Croatian Association perspective, we think that the benefits are achieved, and of course there are some long-term benefits. We will not have seen them until, I think, 5 or 10 years in the future. So I think we are heading there and we'll achieve them.
How long did this project last?
The project, the concept phase and running up with IPMA to getting the whole Congress project started, I think, 5-6 years ago. But if we were to look at just the real project phases, the activities, when it really started, it started like a year and a half, or maybe even 2 years before the Congress commenced.
And how many phases was this project split?
We had like 3 major phases. Like one phase, the first phase was of promotion and the concept phase, and just trying piloting to see whether this endeavor would be feasible or not. The second phase was the defining phase, definition, where we planned the whole thing, budgeted, planned the risks and changes, the communications and the team, and then it was the execution. Of course, maybe I didn't mention the fourth phase, which is happening right now, is just close out and getting the lessons learned, and so I would say these were the phases.
How did you organize your team?
Well, the team, the number of people who participated in the project was really big. So I think it was about 40 people who were involved in the organization, but the core team consisted of 6 people. So the whole project was run by 6 people coming. Half of them came from Croatian Association for Project Management, and half of them came from the event agency. So we didn't let the event agency manage the project because we thought that it would be the best if we took the active role in managing that project.
And what were problems during the Congress?
You mean the issues that occurred?
Yes.
Were
there any issues?
Yes, of course. So the biggest risk and the issue, and when we thought about it at the beginning of projects, I clearly remember we identified the biggest risk would be the scope and the scope creep, so to call. So someone from IPMA changing the scope, because scope was never defined as what, so we never knew what the Congress was supposed to be. Before we started this project, I had been to, I think, 7 World Congresses. Professor Radukovic, I think, was there from the beginning. So we anticipated what was expected from us, but we could never have thought how this project could be so complex, so many endeavors in the same time, so many events, so council of delegates, Yanko workshop, construction, separate streams, research stream, international cost engineering section, mega cost from European Union, so it was large. So the scope was changing, and this change management was the biggest issue of this project.
Can you tell them that this was the most difficult thing, not knowing the
Yes,
scope?
I think, and I really hope that the future organizers will see this message. But the scope is the major risk. I think that the configuration of this project, saying it in ICB terms, so the configuration is the biggest issue. They should focus on.
What have you learned being a project manager of a World Congress?
Well, it's a non-construction project. So, and I've get to manage a lot of non-civil engineer people, and this was the greatest benefit for me. How to bridge the differences when speaking to not technical person, not technical background, with, I don't know, economics and business or law or event management person. So this was the biggest benefit for me, and I think that this is a good thing for every person wanting to get into project management. For example, in civil engineering, to go outside the civil engineering and then go back just to get the higher context of how to manage a project, and how to focus on the objectives, and while not focusing just on the technical side, because civil engineers usually get to focus only on technical side while forgetting the higher objectives of the project.
except that, what are other benefits that you got with this project?
Of course, I get to know a lot of people from all over the world. I networked, so I have increased my network of people. I was invited to do research projects regarding project management after this project has ended. So I think this was real short-term benefits for me from that project.
Are you satisfied with
Yes,
results with project?
I'm really satisfied because it was run like a project, and we are assessing its success as a project. So I think I'm very satisfied.
Would you like to work again on some similar project like this?
Yes, I would really like to work on some similar project, and you know that our department of construction management here at the Faculty of Civil Engineering, University of Zagreb, we have had this organization, technology management and construction conferences every 2 years. So we are already thinking 2 years or 3 years in front, and we are really trying to organize a similar event in the future. So we are looking forward, and I'm looking forward to similar projects.
Regarding your experience, do you have some advice for all young project managers and those who want to become
a project manager?
Yeah.
Well, it's a known fact that Fortune magazine at 1999 they announced that the project manager is a future role. So it's a role of the future for young individuals wanting to prosper and increase their knowledge and practice and profession. So I think that anyone who's energetic and wants to learn and to achieve higher goals should go into project management. So project management is not something only limited to event projects, to construction of building a large hotel or a railroad or a bridge. It's imminent to every human endeavor. So if you were an energetic person, if you were a person like a committed person, responsible, and who wanted to network, travel, meet all sorts of people, learn new things, new technologies, then you should be into project environment.
So, what is your view of current position of young crew?
Over the last 4 or 5 years, a young crew has achieved a lot in increasing their image in IPMA, and now IPMA has started to see young crew as a vital part of IPMA. Thus, we are having a management board, we are managing our own projects, we are sponsoring the Global Young Crew Workshop as the Young Crew event of the year, and now are starting some new innovative projects in front of the whole IPMA. So I would say that IPMA has done a lot to focus on young individuals from 25 to 35 and to see them as the vital part.
What are your predictions about the Global Young Crew Workshop for next 2014 year?
So in the next year, in 2014, Young Crew will focus on their current projects like GECO, Project Management Championships, and so forth. We are also looking forward to introduce a new initiative in Young Crew called Young Crew Council. So we are trying to get every chairperson in every Young Crew management board all over the world to get together to start networking, deciding on future trends in project management, and I would highlight the Young Crew Council as the main benefit of 2014.
And about Global Young Crew Workshop?
About the Global Young Crew Workshop, well, in Croatia we I think came to a high success rate with more than 100 people from more than 27 countries worldwide. And in 2014, I think we cannot go under that threshold. So we are looking forward to such a great event again in 2014 with more than 100 people, more than 25 countries, more than 90% of people going to the World Congress, and it's happening, I think, in the Netherlands for this year, and it will be announced very soon in a month or so on the IPMA official webpage, the exact venue and the exact location.
Thank you, Mladen.
Thank you, Martina.